Let's continue this discussion with Victoria Coates. She was President Trump's deputy national security advisor. Victoria, good to see you this morning. I think top of many minds today is how an attack of this magnitude was able to happen to begin with roughly 3,000 U.S. troops in Jordan alone, 40,000 in that region. How do you explain that?
Well, good morning, Markie. Yeah, I mean, this is really the results of 3 years of a failed Biden policy towards the Middle East, which has been one based on appeasement. He started by taking the Houthi off the foreign terrorist organization list. He's been funneling billions and billions of dollars, not only into Iran through not enforcing oil sanctions, but also into groups like UNRWA that Robert was just reporting on. I mean, we're literally paying these people's salaries while they are participating in terrorist attacks against us and Israel. So the Iranians had an opportunity here. They have new drone technology that they've been developing in concert with the Russians, and they saw their shot and they took it. And what now is the question is will the president respond?
And speaking of that response, I wanted to share some polling with you because a NewsNation Decision Desk HQ poll last month found that a majority of Americans oppose policies that would send more U.S. troops to the Middle East. So my question to you there is, what would a proportionate response be that would discourage further action by Iran while also not drawing the U.S. into a larger battle? Or are we already at war?
Well, unfortunately, Iran is at war with us. I mean, they have been since 1979, and this is only the most recent of a series of fairly spectacular terrorist attacks against us. I think if we want to maintain a presence in the Middle East, and there are a lot of reasons you would want to do that. First and foremost, we want to keep energy markets stable, keep prices low here at home for all Americans. And what you're going to have to do then at this point, we could have taken smaller actions earlier, but the president basically took no action. So now we're in this crisis situation. But I think, you've got to target Iranians directly. It's the same thing President Trump did with Qasem Soleimani in 2020, when we lost a contractor and an American service person. You have to go after them where they live and make clear to them that they are all at risk and that they have to knock this off. But if the president retains this policy of sort of trying to deter, trying to degrade, doing things incrementally, unfortunately, the Iranians will just think that they have open season on Americans.
And I wanted to ask you about former President Trump and the statement that he released yesterday. It read in part this attack would never have happened if I was president, not even a chance. Just like the Iranian-backed Hamas attack on Israel would never have happened, the war in Ukraine would never have happened, and we would right now have peace throughout the world. I know, Victoria, you're critical of the Biden administration, but do you think that was fair and accurate for the former president to say? And do you agree that this would not have happened had he still been in the White House?
Well, all I can say, Margie, is it didn't happen when he was in office. The only president over the last couple that didn't have an invasion of Ukraine or seizure of Ukrainian territory on his watch was President Trump. And along the same lines, the policy he directed us to implement on Iran was one of maximum pressure. And our goal was to starve them of resources so they wouldn't have the money to do this. And they didn't launch spectacular terrorist attacks against Israel. They didn't launch this kind of attack against our people. So I think, he certainly has history on his side to make that claim. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't say for sure. But certainly things were a lot more stable when he was in office than they are now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here in the coming days and what a White House response will look like here. Victoria Coates, thank you as always for your time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.